School Freeware's free Pascal app tutorials. Tutorial 4, The Meaning of Life. The code used within this tutorial can be downloaded at schoolfreeware.com. A new application has been made. The properties of the form need to be changed. The first change is to change the border style. So make sure that Form 1 is active here within the Object Inspector. And then within the Properties tab, I'll go down to Border Style, and I'll change the border style from Sizable to Dialog. I'll then go ahead and run this to show you what Dialog will do. And we find that with the Dialog, I cannot resize the form, and also I cannot minimize, restore, or maximize the form. I'll close down the Form 1. Make sure that Form 1 is active again. And I'll go ahead and change some more properties for our application. So the caption of the form becomes The Meaning of Life. And we'll see the caption change here. And also, if we go to Window, we no longer see Form 1 located in the window. We see The Meaning of Life, which is the caption of Form 1. Next, I'll go ahead and change the height. So the height is 400. Make this form a little bit larger. So here we have 400 height. And I'll also make the width 400. So the form is a little bit larger. Next, I would like the form to start off at the desktop center. So I'll go to the position and change the position from designed to desktop center. And that way when we run the application, it starts in the middle of the desktop. I am now done with the properties of the form. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put in a button in the form. I'll just resize the button a little bit here. And I'll go ahead and change the button's properties. First of all, I like to have the height of the button at 50. I want the top of the button to be at 30. Top shows the location of the top of the button. For example, this is 30. If I were to change this to 0, it'll move to the very top of the form area. If I put this at 200, the button will move down, 250, and so on. So I'll like to put it back to 30 because that's where we want it to start off as. Okay. Next, I like to center the button, so I'll right mouse click on it, select Align, and under Horizontal Alignment, I'll select Center in Window, and the button should move over a little bit. Look pretty centered to begin with. Next, I wish to prevent the button from being clicked on via the keyboard. If we just go ahead and run this at this time, we find that the button has the focus, and so therefore I can click on the button with the space bar or the Enter key. So what I'm going to do is close this application down, and I am going to go to Tab Stop and select Tab Stop to false. Now the button cannot be selected by the keyboard. I'm going to go ahead to the caption of the button and change the caption from button 1 to click here for the meaning of life. I find that the font is a little small, so I'm going to go ahead and change the font size. We'll try font size 20. That's a bit big. Maybe font size 15. 16 looks pretty good. We'll keep that. And now we're ready to put in the code. I'll go to Events and double click next to On Mouse Enter. So now we have the mouse enter procedure. And this is the code that we need to put in. If button1.top is less than 200, then button1.top becomes 320. Else button1.top becomes 30. And I'll go ahead and run. So I'll go click for the meaning of life. Yes, this is a little bit stupid, but be honest. Were you really expecting the meaning of life?